You have now entered the lab, episode 64. Elvis Escobar, Fort Sama. A little late, as per usual. All of us. Actually, both of us. Not you this time.
Yeah, I was about to say, not my fault this time.
Not yeah.
For
yeah.
once.
I've been doing a
once.
lot of things today, so I can't even blame you for this one. Usually it's on you, but
It's all right. You know, we got to be fashionably late every now and then. We can't always
on Sunday,
just
yeah, give a little
show up
buffer.
on time.
You know, we tell people
Yeah.
8 p.m. We show up at 8:05. It's we give them 5 minutes, but recording on Sunday is probably the move for me. Now that this is probably the second or third time that we've done this. I don't like it as far as my flow of my week, but I got to get used to it. So it's something I'm going to get used to recording on Sundays, but it's a lot of benefit as far as the rest of my week. I don't know how it works out for you.
I think you're just saying you don't like it because it's different. It's
Yeah,
just a
right?
little bit,
Exactly.
a little bit of a change. But once we do it for like a month and a half or whatnot, you'll be good.
100. Episode 64. So this week we got in our lives, Fort is in Savannah. He's going to Kentucky tomorrow. As far as the world sports, we got the NBA All-Star draft that's going on right now. They're drafting the teams. We'll talk a little bit about that. As I watched a little bit before recording, he just picked Kyrie. I can tell. Who'd he pick? LeBron. Oh, he picked Kyrie. Yeah. All right, and we'll get into the draft situation.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with any of that, dude. I didn't know that they were picking teams right before the game.
Yeah, I knew that going in, and it's super produced. I didn't know it was going to be this produced. It's like, all right, let me save my thoughts for it. And then, dude, we have a lot of things to talk about with the Cool, I got you. We have a lot of things to talk about with the. I've been trying to brush up on the world as far as the trains that's going on.
The train
balloons.
derailment.
Yeah,
bro. There's so much stuff going on. I think they're just trying to limit population and just have population control with some of this kind of stuff. I mean, there's train derailments every day. Like, that stuff is not new. It happens all the time. I saw a tweet that there's about like almost 2,000 a year in the U.S., but this one seems to be pretty serious just because of where it happened and what it is that, is going all over the place now. And the kind of scary part is, bro, I was just near there. Like, I was just driving over the Ohio River for a month straight, pretty much. So
were you?
Yeah. I was going over that. Sometimes I was going over in Indiana to like come back and loop over Kentucky just because of certain places I had to go. So I was driving through there pretty often. And I'm not going to say it hits home because that's not home, but it's still kind of close just because I've been there pretty much the whole year, bro. Just staying there. But I've seen a lot of tweets and the water does not look good. Like, I saw a tweet, some lady threw something in like a little creek, river type thing, and it just literally turned like rainbow. Yikes. Like, it was just all over the place. Yeah, and I'm sure that affects a lot of like drinking water and just everything that these people need on a daily basis to live.
Yeah, it's kind of I've been trying to like follow podcasts and follow like unbiased news sources for these things because I feel like I don't want to get into it right now because there's a lot too. I just want to give an oversight, and we will as more people join the chat and stuff like that. But wanted to brush over. But there's a lot going into that stuff that I've learned a lot. That I'm glad I'm trying to find new sources of how I find my news, real news, not just entertainment.
That's the important part, bro. Yeah, no, because all these news outlets are owned by entertainment companies. They're not just it's all for ratings,
for
it's all
profit
for views. Too. Exactly. It's not for they care about who gets it out first. And that shit. They're not really worried about how right or wrong they're going to produce it. As long as they get out whatever it is that they know is going to bring in clicks and bring in views, that's what they're worried about. So, yeah, you got to really be mindful of where you're getting your news and sources and everything like that nowadays, because it's kind of fucked up. It's kind of fucked up how they have it set.
It really is. And there, like I said, there's things that on this train situation that I've learned a lot that I'm glad I have, because without listening and learning about that side, it's just like we need a source to have instead of the typical media, because they're hiding a lot of things that are going on. But overall, let's slow it down as we have people entering the lab right now. What's going on with you? What obviously last week, Valentine's Day, we FaceTime for a little bit. The other night, you had a good time out and about. We won't get into any details. You know what I mean? It's funny because I feel like I'm like protected over you from a distance, where you do share your location with me. And
that's for a let's see, how can I put this? It's not because I need you to know or want you to know where I'm at, but it's more so of like a safety type of thing. Because I share,
100%.
I mean, I have my location shared with a few people, but for whatever reason, like those people can't be reached. Like, it's just good that you have it, and I know you're not gonna like pull up on me out of nowhere at any given moment because I live 6 hours away. But it's just I share it, bro. Why not? Like.
It's funny because
what's the worst that could happen?
You're the first person to share locations with me, and I when you first did it, I found it weird because it was like we knew each other, but like we weren't like as close now as we were when you did. And I was like, That's weird. But like now that we're like the other day, like you said, you FaceTime me, you were going out and about. I like woke up the next morning. The first thing I did, check your location. I swear to God, to make sure, like, it was weird. I don't care. First thing I made sure, like, you were home safe.
That's awesome. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was going to text you, but it was a little late, and I was, preoccupied at the moment, so.
Preoccupied. You had your hands full.
Yeah, to say the least. Nah, but, hey, I can't remember the last time I went out just like dolo like I did, and I kind of asked a few people. I was like, "Yo, should I just do this?" Like,
let's talk about that. That's a good podcast topic, because you FaceTime me saying that you were about to go out solo, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So talk about your evening.
Yeah, I kind of already had a little bit of a plan to what I wanted to do and what I was going to get into, numerous things, but most of the time, like 9 times out of 10, this weekend that just passed being the 1 time out of 10, like Mike will come out with me. Like he has no problem. Like that's my guy, and we were planning to go out this weekend because it was his birthday on Valentine's Day, and we couldn't go out during the week, so we were like, hey, let's go out the weekend, whatever, But of course, I was sick on Sunday, kind of going into Monday, and then he got sick on his birthday. This man was pissed, bro. He's like, it never fails, man. I'm always sick on my birthday. So he was trying to get better and whatnot, but just, we couldn't make it happen. And I've just been so, like, I guess you could say, like, in a rush with things lately, like just work and gym, and like I haven't had time to really like do anything. And while I'm doing all this, like, I don't think about it because I'm just like going with the motions and figuring everything out. But man, I was just like, all right, I'm finally back for a week. Like, I took a PTO day on Friday. I did all my laundry. I cleaned all my shit, like got everything organized. And I was like, man, like I've done all this. Like I deserve it. Like I need to do something for myself and just like unwind and let loose. So I hit up a few people. None of them could make it. And I was like, fuck it, bro. Like, I'm just going to make this happen. I'm just going to go. And I did. I hit you up. I was already downtown, and I fucking FaceTimed you before as I was, pre-gaming. And
what were you sipping on?
Man, yo, it was crazy because I was like, it was weird, bro. It was just a totally change of pace. It was just totally different from what I normally do. I bought a fucking 12-pack of Happy Dad, and I was like, I'm not gonna buy a whole.
You got
fucking
super programmed into Happy Dad. That's funny. That's You got super commercialized.
Right, which it's not bad. Shout out Happy Dad.
I never had it.
Stuff. It's pretty good. I like it better than, I mean, I really haven't had like high noons or White Claws or anything like that. It's not really my thing, but I fucks with the Happy Dads.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm not going to buy a 750 milliliter bottle, and I'm not really trying to spend money to go out. So I bought the Old Faithful flash-shaped bottle of Hennessy that I could just slip in my back pocket or slip in my sock, which I've seen some people
Slip in
do.
your sock, high socks.
You know? Yeah, always high socks, bro. No matter what I'm wearing, always high socks.
Okay.
I've seen some people do it. I've never done it myself or anything like that because, like, who does that, man? Like, that's just asinine to me. But, you know, pulled up in the club, was chilling, went up to the bartender, got a pineapple juice, happened to find an unopened bottle of Hennessy there that was just like the one that I left in my car. I cracked it open, poured up the Henny, and I was sipping on that money. And, you know, met a few people out there and just had a good time, man. Had a good time, bounced around, and somehow ended up at a strip club.
Yeah, so when you FaceTime me, obviously, let's put it in perspective, because this is a good story. This is a good, when we were FaceTiming, I love to get your FaceTimes when you do, because it's always it's always at the perfect moment where I can talk for more than 5-10 minutes.
Right.
But you happen to FaceTime me at the moment, because we were texting right before that, where Bree went to sleep. You FaceTime me. I just hit the bowl. Because for the people out there, I do smoke, not every day, every other day, let's call it, and I like to do it at night, hit it out the bowl. I happened today, that night actually, I happened to add Kiefer Sutherland to the bowl to give it a little bit more, like, you know what, I'm going to get a little bit more high on pot news today.
A little oomph.
And, yeah, a little punch to the gut.
Oomph.
So that
Right.
day, I added a little bit to it, and you literally FaceTimed me the moment I was done, so it didn't hit me initially. And then you FaceTime and we're talking. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm like having a conversation with somebody right now. So it was funny because when you said you were about to go out to a club by yourself, I was like astonished. Like, wait, you mean to tell me you're about to get out of your car, go to a club or a bar by yourself, no other humans that you know around you, and hang out by yourself? And me and Vito talked about this last night because I brought it up to him. I just text him. Hopefully he's listening or watching. But
I sent him the link, so he better be.
Yeah. I was, and he's somebody that does go out like to a bar by himself. I was like, dude, you're so brave right now. The fact that you're able to go out by yourself, a little pocket Hennessy, I like that. Like, I'm almost envious. It wasn't like a judgmental thing. It was more like, I want to be as strong as you are. It was mind blowing, and I was super high at the time, so I was like, holy shit, what's really happening?
Yeah, no,
and
it's
then,
not something
and then
that
obviously
I ever
we
do.
talked about it, so it was funny. Go ahead.
I'd rather like not do it, you know, because I'd rather be out with my boys and, you know, with you, Vito, like Berto, like whatever the case may be,
Of
you know,
course.
Mike, my brother, Franco, anyone like that. I'd rather be out with them, but like there's nothing better than chilling with the boys, man. But for whatever reason, like I was like, bro, like I gotta do something different. I gotta switch it up just because I don't know what the future holds for me, whether it's like short term in the next few months or long term. So I might have to get used to that and figure it out. And hey, man, I had a good time. I was a little hungover the next day, but I had a headache the whole day. And it's just like kind of holding. And it's funny because this dude I met at the gym, he's actually like a sneaker guy. I told him, I hit him up. I was like, yo, I'm about to go out. Like, if you down, like, let's meet up or whatnot, you know? He's like, no, I'm going out tomorrow night being Saturday. And he saw me at the gym Saturday night. He's like, bro, you really went out by yourself solo like that? I was like, yeah,
Glad
bro.
I'm
He's
not
like,
the only one.
He's like, damn, you got some balls, bro. So, I mean, what's the worst that can happen, you know? Like, people don't really, like, go out of their way to try and mess with me. Like, I haven't really had many
For sure.
problems in that case, you know? I'm very reserved. I chill to myself, Sometimes I do, mess around and say some shit I shouldn't say, but
Uh-huh.
it's never by myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not dumb.
I was like, while we're on FaceTime and I'm like out of my face at the time, and I'm like, this is a good conversation that I want to know, like, as if obviously we have a platform where we talk about things like this. That's a great situation. Like, how many people do go out or feel comfortable going out by themselves, having a beer? Because I know people that will do that before people get, like, hey, let's meet up at 5, and they'll go out at 4, have that hour buffer to chill by themselves. And I can't do that. But how many people genuinely go out by themselves all the time? Like, go to the movies go to the movies by themselves. Go out to breakfast by themselves. Go grab a beer. Like, I've always envied those people that could do it because I don't. Because I'm like, I'd rather just stay home. But I want to be that person that goes out and do that.
Right. It's a lot easier when you go out somewhere and you know the bartender. Like, I used to do it all the time. I would get off work sometimes at like 8 o'clock at night. This is when I was really going through it. I was riding my bike to work. Well, riding my bike to the train station, sneaking on the train, and then riding my bike from this train station to work when I was working in Boynton. And I would like sometimes hide in the bathroom so the motherfucker wouldn't come and see that I don't have a ticket. And like after every stop, like peep through to make sure that like no one was taking my bike. And then I would take the train down to Deerfield, ride my bike to Oceans. And fucking just be at Oceans 2, 3, 4.
Shout out Bob. Shout out Bobby Clamps.
Shout out Bob. Shout out Cash. Shout out Katie. Shout out Carissa. Bro. Bro. And like I would just sit there and fucking
Oceans 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, Oceans 2, 3, 4. And just fucking get hammered, bro. Like, it was a good time. After a while, people started catching on, and I'd be like, yo, this is the pregame spot. This is where we got to go. This is, it has to happen. And sometimes the pregame became the game, and we would just go home after that because we couldn't do shit else. So
sometimes the pregame became the game. How many times you've been done? That's real talk. Like, how many times have you pregame and you're like, oh, this is actually the game, so let's have a wild day.
But that's if you know the bartender, it's a lot easier to like go out because not only are you gonna have someone to talk to, like if the bartender is cool, she's gonna know other people, or he's gonna know other people, and they can introduce you to other regulars or whatever, and then you just start a conversation from there, and it is what it is at that point. You don't really need much else, but
that's a good point.
Get to know your bartenders, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Tip your bartenders.
Tip
tip your waitresses and waiters because 20%, that should be the minimum.
If they deserve it.
Be cheap. If you're going out to eat,
if
you're going out to eat and you can't afford 15% over 20%, whatever, then don't go out to eat. Stay home, make a meal. Make hamburger helper. Make a little ramen noodles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Make some fucking Kraft mac and cheese or some shit.
For real. So, I'm glad we brought up that topic because that was something that, I put in my head that I wanted to talk about. I was like, how many people actually go out by themselves, like solo, to a bar, to a restaurant? I always like to know that because
that's a good poll for Instagram. It's a good poll for Instagram.
It is, right? Y'all are brave. So, shout out you. You had a great night, though. We'll leave the details out of this podcast.
It's funny because as I'm driving downtown, right? Trav texts me. He's like, yo, what you doing? I was like, oh, I'm about to go downtown. He's like, true. He's like, should I, what did he say? He said something. He's like, or should I just go out dolo? I was like, it's funny you said that because I'm going out dolo right now. He's like, fuck you, you bitch. Now I gotta go.
That's funny you said that. I would just be like, Trav's somebody that, like, I feel like he would go out dolo.
Yeah.
He would go out by himself. Yeah. All right, respect.
He fucks with that. Yeah, he fucks with that. And it works in his favor, so.
Hey,
you to each their own, man. To each their own.
You had a successful night.
I did. Allegedly. I had a good time. Allegations.
You know what I mean? I got pictures. No, I'm just playing. But yeah.
The
receipts. So this is one thing that we brought up that we'll talk about it now as I'm watching the NBA All-Star Game. Bro, things are getting way too produced. And I threw on the XFL yesterday. I messed with you a little bit. I was like, oh, you want to root for the Vegas Vipers? Hey, if you guys have an XFL team, it was
Let
on
us know.
today. It was on yesterday. It's now's the time to claim your team before it gets to on the bandwagon. But you have the Rock doing this over promotion to kick off. Now you get the draft before the All-Star game. Now, right now, what's his name? I can't even think of his name right now. Wow, I'm blank. I'm looking at him. But he's performing NBA All-Star. Post Malone. Sorry.
Oh.
Post Malone's performing. So it's like, I knew there was going to be a draft before the NBA All-Star game. And that's cool. That's fun. But they dragged that out. They had 3 commercial breaks. Each guy had a podium. Each, advertisements. Now they got Post Malone. It said on ESPN the game was supposed to start at 7:30. It's 8:30, bro. They're not starting anytime soon. So it's like, I understand the get people in to watch it and advertisements.
It hasn't started yet?
No, a lot of these things are getting way too overly produced where you're going to drag people out. I don't know if y'all feel the same, but this is my personal opinion where I don't mind a little, fun before the game, Star Spangled Banner, all that bullshit, flyover. That's cool. But it's like an hour passed by when I showed up to I clicked the All-Star game to show up at 7:30. It's not starting till 8:30. What's going on? Why? What are we doing here? This is why I just turn it off, and I'm just like, you know what? I'll just watch the highlights.
Sorry, I was putting on I just put it on right now, and
Yeah.
I see him performing.
Post
I don't know,
Malone,
man.
21 Savage.
Yeah, that's a good ass
too
song
much.
though. That's a good ass song.
Fire shit. Yeah. Of course. I'm not.
Post Malone's a good performer. It looks like he hasn't showered or bathed in a few days, but he's a good performer.
It's the new wave.
And fuck whoever says I look like him, because I haven't got that before. So no, don't do it. Don't do it. All
right, I won't.
No,
I'm trying. You know what I mean? Throw some marker on your face real quick.
Right. Yeah, but I feel like it's just social media, man. Like all the power of social media, it's just changed everything, and I feel also like the more things you add on to stuff, the more money you're going to make and the wider of an audience you can bring in. Like if you put, Post Malone, 21 Savage is going to perform, you're going to have a wider audience of people either watching or actually going because they're going to get like a, free event or whatever the case may be to
Then
to
don't
that.
on ESPN put it at 7:30. There's a game.
Yeah,
that's
you
what
got to
the
set that expectation as well, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like
They
I'm
don't
going
really
on
do a really
ESPN.
good
It says
job with.
7:30 p.m. Tip off. 7:30. It's
Yeah.
8:30 now, and I get it. Like I
This game's
said,
not going to start till 9. Also, it is in Utah, so is Utah in
it's not. I think it's 2 hours.
Mountain
behind.
Standard Time or whatever it is. Yeah. So
But it's just the over producing things. Like that's why I brought up The Rock on XFL. Like XFL had their first kickoff game yesterday. Sorry. And he did a whole, and I text you. I was like, "Oh, you're watching your Vegas Vipers,
Yeah.
like kidding around."
The Rock
but, like,
is
he did this,
everywhere, man.
He did this whole like promotion. And I get it. You're The Rock. You do this. Can you smell what the kickoff is coming? Like whatever you fucking say. But
he said something like that.
he said something like that. He was like, "Let's ball out." Like I don't know. Like he did a catchphrase, and it's like, dog, you don't have to do a catchphrase for every single thing you do. You don't. I understand that's your claim to fame, but you don't have to do that every single time.
Yeah, sometimes
you
you could just you could just keep it to where it started. Keep it to what it was. Like you don't need to.
It's still
redo it for
sports at the end
everything
of the
you
day. Stop making it seem like it's a wrestling event. Like it's football. Let it be football. I get it. You're excited. Let's have The Rock do a promo, but it's just overproduction. Same thing with the Super Bowl last week, bro. Like I'm watching commercials right now that are airing during the NBA All-Star game, and
I feel like the Super Bowl did a pretty good job, though. I don't feel like it was too.
It wasn't overly produced. I think it was
or
pretty
too
good.
much
I agree with
going
that.
on. I feel like they stuck to what they usually do, and it started pretty on time. It didn't start not an hour later after this. But that's the NBA, bro. The NBA is always going to do something like that. And that's why I said, during the World Cup, shout out soccer. Soccer is one of the few sports that
Shout out football.
That starts when it says it's going to start. Even though they do national anthems for two countries.
It's funny because as we're talking now, they're doing a LeBron James. That's another reason why I brought it up, because they're going to do a LeBron James. Somebody brought this up on Twitter. LeBron James not only had a ceremony when he scored the all-time winning point, the game after when he didn't play, they had a ceremony. Now they're doing another ceremony for the All-Star game. Right now, Jay-Z's talking, presenting. I'm recording it, so I'll watch it later. And it's cool. I get it. Like, give people their shine. But it's like getting to the point where it's like it's almost taking away from, in my personal opinion, if you guys disagree, please tell me if I'm way off. But there is a level of overproducing and overdoing a moment. NBA usually gets it right. MLB is on the opposite side of that. MLB doesn't celebrate moments good enough, and I'm a huge Major League Baseball fan. I love baseball.
Yeah, they just throw the ball back in the dugout.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to figure out how to. Yeah, they've lost. They dropped the ball, pun intended, on a lot of what they have going on. But it's just a good topic to bring up because I feel like as I watch sports, it's becoming it's always been entertainment, but now it's becoming a movie. And it's like everything is a movie. Everything is like a reel. Everything has to be massively produced for ratings and stuff. And it takes away from the actual game. It's like I don't feel like I'm watching a game anymore. I feel like I'm watching something that's been produced and is already has the results. Yeah, I didn't want to use that word. I was trying to dance around. I was trying to dance around that word as I watched WWE last night, which was scripted, and it was phenomenal. I loved it. I watched it 3 times in a row. I watched the main event 3 times, and I have no shame in that because it was beautifully scripted. The last main event of Elimination Chamber, if you guys watched it last night, awesome. But when something's done well, it doesn't matter if it's scripted or not because it's like you appreciate it. But it's like when things are too much thought has been put into things.
Too much of anything is never good. And
exactly.
I also think it has to do with people's attention spans. It's not the greatest anymore, so some people need a switch up with a lot of things constantly, and
100%.
That could also be something to do with it, but there's just so much going on and so much sponsors and so much money like done into this now that it's kind of hard to just do it how it was done before, where you would just have them come out on stage, introduce the team, and then just play the game. So like even the jerseys have sponsors now, so the game has changed. The game has changed too. And when I say the game, I don't mean like the NBA game. I mean just like as
game
sports,
of the game. Yeah.
Sports in general has changed. But I didn't even tune into the 3-point contest or the dunk contest or any of that stuff last night. No, I didn't watch any of it. And I really haven't watched too much in the past years of it because, I don't know, I feel like it's just watered down and they've tried to do too many things in their way or how they think to make it better, and it's kind of just like, bro, just go back to the roots.
So do you think if
make it OG, make it how it was, like
100%? Do
you don't need to fix what's not broken?
100%, I agree. Now that we're on the topic of basketball, I sent you. I don't know if we'll get. Well, I don't think we'll get flagged because we're showing it on Twitter or Bleacher Report. Pull up what I sent you. Let's do a minute of the slam dunk contest. Have some fun with people that are either watching or listening where they didn't see it. I think it'll be fun to watch your live reaction of some dunks. I sent it to you via text. It's basically a minute, 60 seconds of every dunk. No spoilers if you didn't watch it, but hey, Bree watched it. That was our first dunk contest she ever watched. And then after that dunk contest, me and Vito were telling her about Vince Carter's dunk contest, how he changed the game, and we showed her the Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine dunk contest, and she got some good perspective of what a dunk contest should look like and could look like. She was blown away for sure. It was fun to live vicariously through her.
Through
while
her.
watching that.
You gotta show her the Nate Robinson ones too.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to.
No, I know.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so play it. So for people who are watching,
we don't own this video.
we don't own this.
I think that was on purpose. He did that.
We might get copywritten, but whatever.
I thought this was pretty nice. I thought that was pretty
Slow
cool.
on your end.
Jericho Sims.
Eh.
Be a little bit higher. One attempt left. Oh,
Kenny Martin Jr. Shout out Kenny Martin, former New Jersey Net. This is fire. Oh my God.
There you go. That's
50.
it.
Oh, he brought that way down.
Yeah,
That's tough.
that was nice.
Okay,
That was nice.
do this at Carolina.
Jericho Sims. Jericho Sims, I get what he was trying to do. McClung, his first, every dunk he did counted.
That's
Ooh,
tough
that was
too.
tough. Trey Murphy,
Here comes
he,
McClung.
This one was nasty. He like hezzied.
bruh,
On his first dunk.
white boy.
Ooh.
Yep. Dude,
And he put it on the handle.
that dunk by Trey, we watched. Oh, that was to win it. That was to win it. That Trey
It's
dunk,
over. It's over.
that Trey dunk that he did with the 360 windmill. We made Bree watch that dunk that Vince Carter did.
Mm-hmm.
You put what he did and Vince Carter did side by side. That's the greatest dunk, I think, personally, of all time. That going on the side, on the angle, 360 windmill. Vince Carter does it so well. He gets so high in the air. When he's dunking it, he's basically still vertical with the hoop. It's insane. Trey Murphy, right? I said that right. Trey Murphy was the dude.
From the Pelicans.
Yeah, he did his thing. His dunks were quality. I liked his he didn't have as much athleticism as he could have. If he did all of his dunks a little bit more, I mean, he can't do it with more athleticism. It's either you have it or you don't. But all of his dunks were quality dunks, but they weren't. He did a lot of Vince Carter type dunks, and Vince Carter annihilated. So the guy who won, McClung, he white boy, just got signed from the G League.
If you watch hoops, and you're in tune with it, this dude's no one new. McClung's no one new to you. Like,
he's been known in high school, college,
yeah,
right?
he was viral sensation in high school with his dunks. So he's been doing that, and I'm not taking anything away from him, no discredit, but that's what he does best, and that's probably what's going to get him a contract because.
Well, it did right now. He's technically signed to the Sixers right now.
He's a great athlete, and he could jump out the roof, but he's not going to give you, like, valuable NBA minutes. It's not like he's not really a six man. Like, he's not going to, like, lock anyone down or be able to just stay in front of a lot of guards because he's undersized. Mm-hmm. But he's a great dunker.
Yeah,
and he put on a show, and honestly, I think they need to bring more of these G League people.
Doesn't that suck though? Doesn't that suck? Let's be real.
It does suck, right? Because what sucks about it is that they have to bring them in because top tier all-stars and players don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. LeBron doesn't want to do it. Like a lot of these guys don't want to do it because one, they could risk injury or. It's just not worth their time.
They don't want to be humiliated also, too. Like, they don't want to be the superstar that entered the dunk contest that couldn't hold their own.
Like, why isn't Ja in that shit?
Bruh. Ja is a Russell Westbrook back in the day.
Why? Yeah, I don't remember Russ doing it. Why?
He should have been doing it.
Dame should be doing it. Like,
it's like guys talk about it behind the scenes.
Paul George should be in it every year. I know he did.
Well,
he did one or two.
Before major injury, he should have been in it for sure. He was, his in-game dunking. He was doing windmill. He was doing 360 windmills in
360
games.
Windmills, yeah, I remember. I mean, I don't even know, man. Just like some of these guys, like Kuminga can jump.
Kuminga's a good. He's got that length, dude. By the way, this game is at 8:40 p.m. and they're still shooting around, showing advertising. It's It's nuts. Now they're showing Kobe and Jordan, which is cool. They're showing the throwbacks. Oh,
Jaylen Brown is another guy that should be doing it. Like, Jaylen Brown has some nasty, like, in-game dunks. I mean, it's not like I wasn't really alive for it or wasn't watching basketball, but, like, back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, you had your top-tier all-stars doing it. You had Kobe doing it. You had Michael Jordan doing it. You had Vince Carter doing it. You had T-Mac doing it. Like, you had these top-tier guys, and it's just not that way anymore, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
You know, Michael beat Jordan, bro. Like, hey, look,
Michael
way
beat
off topic,
Jordan.
but Michael beat
topic.
Jordan is a great-looking dude, bro, and I'm very comfortable saying that. This guy, bro, I saw Black Panther on the plane, and I was like, yo, this guy is.
You think he's cute?
I mean, he's a specimen.
Nah, he's a good looking
This
dude.
guy,
He
bro,
gets it. He gets it.
She.
You know what I mean?
She. Look, man.
All pause, no homo.
I think Lori Harvey kind of fumbled the bag with that.
Yeah, well, I like how you're thinking about it in the reverse way. Like,
man.
Hey, by the way, she fucked up, not he.
Yeah.
By the way, want to mention
what you got
Heineken 0.0.
This
my
guy,
new shit.
bro. Really?
What, you're gonna dog me for not drinking alcohol?
No,
drinking
but, like,
alcohol?
That's not alcohol, though.
So you're dogging me?
No, I'm just saying you're not drinking alcohol. If there's no alcohol in it, it's not alcohol. It's not alcohol.
It tastes like alcohol.
But it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good to drink when you're not, I have a little tequila.
But you're
in
at
this cup.
home.
Yeah,
You're
but
at home
it's
not
like
doing anything.
It's balance.
So
It's making sure you know.
just drink water.
No, because why not have a
Wait,
beer?
you want the
It's like
taste
water.
of a Heineken? You want
Yeah,
the
it's
taste
like-
of a Heineken. You're
like
drinking
water.
Heineken for pleasure. That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I don't see.
That's
how
gross.
I don't see how that's a
Heineken
problem.
isn't even that good to begin with.
I don't see how that's a problem. Premium quality, it says. 0.0.
That's like
alcohol
drinking
free.
scotch without alcohol for fun.
Hey, if you tasted this beverage, comment below. Unpaid ad. By the way, they're not paying us. Billionaires Row is paying us. Well, kind of, sort of. Not paying us, but hey. Heineken 0.0 if you we're looking for ads. We're looking for partners.
Orlando in the building. Shout out my boy Orlando. What are you doing right now, bro?
It's refreshing.
Yeah, but you gargling alcohol-free Heineken is not what's going to get us
That's
up.
what makes it.
Ad with them. You probably
0.0.
use that as mouthwash. You're gross.
It's terrific.
You
I feel
might
like
as
I'm
well
getting
drink
hydrated
mouthwash.
while drinking.
You might as well drink
well-
mouthwash. You drink a bottle full of mouthwash, you're going to be more lit than drinking
I'm not the
that.
person 24 hours ago that was drinking Hennessy in a car parking lot by himself. So
The car was not moving. It was a parked car. Relax, bro. This man tried snitching.
I've been in those times. It's okay.
Oh,
I did want to talk about that. I did outside of hoops and stuff like that. And I mean,
Oh, Ant Edwards. Why is it Ant Edwards doing the fucking dunk contest?
yeah, you're right. He could
Come
dunk.
on, bro.
He could dunk.
I'm sick of this shit. Jaron Jackson Jr., another guy that should be doing this shit. Like, come on. No, I'm sick
Actually,
of it, bro. That's why I
let's
didn't
cover a
tune in.
couple. Let's cover a couple sport things. The NBA app technology. Are you
That
able
was
to pull
pretty
that
cool.
up real quick? That's pretty
That
cool.
was pretty cool. Yeah, I can pull it up.
Basically, it's funny because a lot of people were dogging it. It was like, oh, you could come out with an app that could put you in the game, but you can't figure out like how to get calls right. The last 2 minutes of the game. But it's cool. The NBA app, you could basically scan your body, and when you're watching a game, you could put yourself in the game like a computer, like a video game, which is kind of cool. It's dope. They showed it. The commissioner with what's his name? Ahmad Rashad
I forget his
was
name, but it's
was
the guy.
the
Yeah, he
yeah.
does.
Ahmad Rashad. He's Michael Jordan's main man, as they say. Are you trying to pull it up?
Yeah, I got it right now. He was like, "You're not wearing your usual suit."
No, it's pretty
Rashad,
dope.
please come out.
Rashad, there you go.
It was.
You can fast forward a
All
little
right,
bit.
man. Let's see it. All right.
They scan your body, basically.
All right, Ahmad. So kind of come up,
There you go.
walk around you, and just scan your body, right? You
Video.
Yep.
know what I wear all morning?
Scan the body. This is pretty dope.
We're in Utah.
When I seen the
almost
result,
over.
I was like,
Just
holy
like
shit.
full
I didn't
body.
think it would look that good.
All right. So now
Keep going. Yep.
we're going to go
Oh,
back. We're out in the app, and now the menu is going to come back up. And so look, we've inserted you in the
There you go.
avatar
We've
selection.
inserted you.
And then
That's
see
dope.
where the red that's going, you could choose different players.
Yeah.
So then we're going to pick Horton Tucker. And then where Horton Tucker is, so this will be in a live game, you will be inserted into the game. You'll be making all the same movements he was, but it'll look like it's your body.
Does he have my skills?
We'll see.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, so go ahead and roll that.
If you want to make an appearance on the pod.
There's that shirt.
Yeah. That's when I'm done. That's when I'm
All right, you
done.
can end it there. Easy in.
Is he smoking or?
All right, shout out Maurice making a guest appearance.
My
One of the
boy,
first
my
in-person
dog.
guest appearance. Hey,
Let's
he can't
go.
hear you, but shout out.
I love him.
He loves you. He
I
can
love
hear
you too,
but
baby.
Okay.
He's making me. Hey, shout out Maurice. Back from Italy and Spain, making me fresh pasta.
My boy's
the
been
kitchen right
living. Fucking,
Dude,
you look up "living" in the dictionary, you see Mo, dog.
He's living.
Mo's
So-
nothing short of living, bro.
I told you, I was like, I need to do this podcast fast because I'm about to get this fresh pasta going. I'm about to eat good right now. So we eating good in this house
Look,
tonight. So
look, you ready? I sent one of my boys a link, and he goes, "Why when I tune in, your boy drinking 0% Heineken?" See, I'm not the only one.
all right, so let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes
No, there's nothing to talk about. There's-
admitting you're an alcoholic is buying this.
No, bro, no.
I still got tequila in my cup.
You kind of like redeemed yourself, but still. What when you pulled up to the grocery store, or
I didn't buy
don't
this.
think-
I didn't purchase this. It was left at my house.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah, it was left at my house.
Exactly, it was left at your house because no one wants to be seen with that shit.
Are you alcoholic? Are you
I was-
alcoholic shaming people?
I was about to say what went through your mind when you said, "Oh, let me buy this," but I'm okay. Now I feel a little bit better. I'm glad you didn't buy it.
Yeah, no, I didn't purchase, but I did the other day when I drank it at lunchtime because I was trying to do a couple days not drinking, so it was Valentine's Day. Me and my wife went out to a nice lunch on the water, and I was like, it was funny. It was like, can I get a 0% Heineken? Guess what she ordered? Dog, you're gonna be rolling.
Who, Bree?
What did she order?
Tequila?
She ordered an apple juice. I had to when Bree went to the bathroom, I had to pull a waitress aside. By the way, we're not alcoholics. Well, we kind of are, but
An apple juice?
I was like, we're only ordering these beverages because we had a lot to drink this past weekend. So it was just, yeah. She ordered apple juice, and I ordered a Heineken 0.0.
You know what? I don't even know.
What are you
to say
eating?
about it.
You're eating tacos without anything in it. What are you eating?
No, I'm eating fucking.
Trying to be
chicken-
better than us.
I'm eating chicken breast and cheese.
You're a bitch. Anyway. Stop fronting. Okay. Yeah. NBA technology. That's pretty dope though. That you can log in and be basically in the lab. You know what I mean? You
That's
watch
gonna-
yourself in the lab. That's pretty dope.
That's also going to be cool if, I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, but if you could put, like, I know how you have a VR, you could put your VR on it and do it like that. That'll
Wow,
be really fucking
that-
cool.
Next level type
That'll
shit.
be really fucking cool. Like, you can kind of have, like, the player point of view, maybe. I mean, dude, it's going to happen.
That's-
they had shit,
Yeah.
they had
that's
shit
the
already
next
where
goal.
you can, like, be at your house and it looks like you're sitting courtside. and the shit. Like,
Yeah,
they
I've
have
seen that, dude.
technology
I
too.
love
Like,
that.
it looks
I
like you're
think
at
they
the
should
game.
do that more, where they have the running camera from sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
I love that. I think they should implement that in the NBA app, where it's an upgrade or it's a subscription, where you can
Right.
watch guys and you're basically your camera's going
Watch
like this
guys.
as they. Dude, that'll be sick. I love that.
Yeah, no, I think the NBA is kind of next level with that kind of stuff.
Yep, 100%.
It also might be one of the easier sports to kind of implement it into. It'll be hard doing it with like football or whatnot, because then you're kind of like, you need to know plays and shit like that.
Yep.
You're not really sure what players are going to do. Basketball is like, yeah, it has its plays, but it's very more free flowing than other sports. Baseball should do it, bro. Like, baseball would be the easiest sport to do it, you know. But baseball is probably too old school to do anything like that, and they're going to be too stubborn. So
100%.
we'll see where it goes from there.
Outside sports, this is something we tried to talk about last week, but we had to find out more information about, was, these trains going off. And I found out more about the train in Ohio, spilling the chemicals into the water and farmland and all that. You brought this up last week, so we haven't talked about it, me and you, directly. So I want you to talk about it first, only because I learned so much about it. I want to see how much you know. I want to see how much people know while listening and watching, and then I want to bring my own opinion into it. What's your take, or what do you know about the train spill, or what happened to that in Ohio? And then there's another one. I forgot where it was located, but what's your take on that?
I mean, I feel like there hasn't been any deaths, which is good, but
I mean, sure.
I mean, they're considering it an environmental disaster. They're saying, I'm reading an article right now. No, it's not Chernobyl, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is hazardous waste going up in the air, that people breathe, and it was a pretty big explosion. And what kind of messed me up about it was, clearly it's something bad. Clearly it's affecting people's livelihood. Clearly it's affecting how they go and do things on a day-to-day basis. But when our fearless leader, our commander-in-chief, our
Fearless leader.
our what other like names does this guy have? Well, our president,
General in chief.
he was he didn't offer any kind of like money or help to Ohio for this, but they're giving out billions of dollars to Ukraine. But that's neither here or there. It's just it's crazy, bro. It's just not something good, and it kind of looks like some shit out of a movie. Like, I'm sure they're gonna get back, and they're gonna be good. Like, the BP oil spill. It's funny that I say that because I saw a South Park episode about that the other day. But it's just
South Park been killing it, by the way.
They really have. It's just things that can be avoided, and maybe not even be avoided, but just cleaned up or taken care of easier than it has been. And we're supposed to be like this, leader in technology and leader in just the world. And the past few years, we really haven't shown that. And this is also like another like chicken farm, egg plant just caught up in flames as egg prices are through the roof and there's a shortage of eggs. Like, I go to the grocery store, I can barely find eggs, like it's rough out here, bro. Like, the prices of stuff is up, wages are either down or staying the same, and I don't really know what's gonna happen, but
Hey,
it's just one of those things that you got to know what's going on and just trying to stay in tune. And
Yep.
I mean, the news and media outlets are gonna make it a little worse than what it is, to just like try and instill fear in people. But I mean, it's vinyl chloride.
yeah. So
and phosgene. It's
whatever
not good
that
stuff.
It's not good stuff. So I wanted to hear your take, and I wanted to literally learn what you learned from it. So There was a podcast, or there's two people that go on that have been on Joe Rogan recently. Breaking Points is the podcast. They're on YouTube. I've been following them only because, in today's media world, you got CNN, MSNBC, you got Fox News, you got all these things that have, a lot of money coming in for agendas and all that bullshit, and they tend to be kind of the new era of talking about news and world politics from, I wouldn't say down the middle, because I don't like to say down the middle only because to put them in a bubble, but as much objective as you could be. It's up to you as a viewer to listen and understand. When you hear something, you make it out for yourself, and it's up to you to decide what is right or wrong about this, what makes sense. I've been listening to them over the last couple of weeks, and they've hit on a lot of points about this, especially where this train situation was an industry problem where basically politicians are not going into it as much or putting their opinion on it right away, because there's a lot of industry problems where they approved of a lot of the industry. I would say I'm trying to understand how to articulate what I'm trying to say is a lot of the problems that was the chemicals, like you said, was on that train were not supposed to be on that train all at once, is what I'm trying to say. It's like
I believe
all
it.
those things on that train at once that was labeled, I heard, or they said that it wasn't labeled like super flammable and toxic and all that. It went to shit. It detached or went, a crash, or however the situation happened. And now the cover-up is happening. The cover-up is we need to make sure that that people don't know that this type of train has been going around for weeks, months, years, because the politicians okayed it to go on. Then there's, the backside of industry where there's billionaires involved, and CNN's not going to report it because that
It took a while for it to actually just come out. It was not being talked about.
Yeah,
I honestly
because
didn't
there's
know
a lot.
about it until I saw it on social media.
When that happens for it, from what I've seen from news stories like this, or I've also watched shows and series based on this. When things don't come out immediately from the mainstream news, that tells you everything. It's like,
right.
Okay, they're waiting, they're seeing, they're figuring out how they could spin it, make sure that it doesn't affect X person and Y person could get away with it, and then the Z person could still profit. So there's so much going on in it, and it's crazy because when you watch these series and these documentaries that are put out about past situations, you're like, wow, that's crazy. I can't believe that they didn't figure it out. And then you watch it happen in live time. You're like, holy shit, this is an exact situation. They're going to make a documentary about this right now, 5 years from now. It's crazy to actually watch it going on. You see it, you hear it, and you go, no one's talking about it only because this is bigger than you think it is.
Yeah, I'm getting my boy Orlando that's tuned in and watching. He said that a lot of regulations have been cut. I'm guessing he means with how stuff is handled or carried or transported. I'm not entirely sure, but I can believe that.
A lot of unknown right now, so that's why I'm kind of choppy on how I'm talking about it, because I've heard a lot, so I'm trying to understand a lot, so I don't really understand everything, so I'm trying to dissect it, but from what I gather, it's a lot. It's fishy, and if it's fishy, there's something going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head when you said that if it doesn't come out and you need other sources, if you need Barstool being
why is exactly.
right, if you need Barstool to come out and talk about it rather than CNN and Fox News and shit like
To
that.
be like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
There's something going on.
yeah.
And no, it's definitely been a heavily talked about topic within the last 2 weeks, and as it should be, because that's affecting our country in
And it's
whatever kind of
happening
way,
at the
'cause
same
the
time
Ohio
that the
River is
balloon
not
thing is.
small.
No.
The Ohio River is a big ass river, bro. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of shit goes
And
through there. So
My boy, Drew, his family's farm is not far from that. So
okay,
I have somebody directly that I know that is being affected from it because their farm is within a certain amount of miles of it. So I'm going to learn more about it. It sucks. It's
definitely
unfortunate.
Something that you need to educate
Yeah.
yourself about, and not really like look into or anything, but just be up to date and kind of have some knowledge about it, because it's important, bro.
Yeah, it's important.
important.
That's why I'm glad I'm listening. I'm trying to learn more about the world, not from CNN. I'm trying to like just watch different avenues of information and trying to gather as much. I'm not saying Breaking Points is the end all be all for where you should get your news, but listening and watching them gives me a perspective of, okay, I understand. I'm almost like in class where I'm learning it from an objective couple people that are talking about it, the news and what's going on, and I feel like instead of being told how to think, I'm being just told the information. It's up to me to think about it, which is cool. And then you got the same things going on with the balloons. You know what I mean? That's a whole different situation. It's crazy that it's happening at the same time. I think the trains and that industry problem is with America and what's going on behind the scenes. I think that balloon shit is going on like that's foreign affairs, in my opinion. I don't know how you
balloon
feel
stuff?
about it. That
Well,
balloon
they
stuff
did-
is foreign affairs. That's something like something's going on with that shit because they're not talking about it at all as well.
They did shut down like the airspace in Lake Michigan a few days ago, or like a week or something ago, because of a UFO, an unidentified flying object over there. So yeah, man, it's a lot going on, and it's scary time.
Hey, stay at home. Stay home.
Yeah, don't go out dolo.
I mean, after the night you had.
Hey,
You might want to think that.
that Henny, bro, that dark liquor,
That Hennessy.
energy.
Right? It's like weird. It's like the Hennessy's got some like energy drink in it.
Yeah, I don't know how I was drinking
Right?
Henny with fucking Red Bull back in the day.
What were you drinking with it this time?
Pineapple juice.
Nice. Soothe. You know, pineapple juice is a little thick, so pause. So it goes down smooth. Pause. Huh. Let's wrap this episode up with a couple things. We talked about NBA, NFL, XFL, all that shit. But, oh yeah, I have a thing that we want to say for next episode because I want a lot more people to be involved in this category, which was the average salary for
A snitch.
basically
CI?
a snitch. Yeah,
CI,
CI,
confidential
a
informant.
covenant, yeah, informant. I want to go into that next week for sure. More the animal scenario that you sent me.
That
was a good
bro,
one.
that shit
was
had
wild,
me
right?
all over the place. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
talking about that at work.
Yeah, let's do that next week because I feel like next week will be like basically no sports. It'll be good to like have some lab talk with that. Shout out Bruce Willis. Yes,
I saw
dementia. Damn. He was our real superhero in my day, at least in my childhood. Bruce Willis, superhero. They didn't have a cape. Didn't wear a mask. Dementia. Boom. Forgot all about it. Teaches you guys live life.
Dementia and
Sometimes you'll forget about it all.
dementia and Alzheimer's
Sucks.
got to be like two of like the most like
Horrible.
yeah, like I definitely don't want dementia, man. Like I got a pretty good memory,
Bruh.
and I would hate to not be able to like know what I'm talking about, or just like not being able to remember.
Take my limbs. Take everything. Just don't take this right here. Don't take my mind.
That's the most important, man. Once that goes, like it's kind of just like
You're done.
GG's.
You're cooked. You're
it's
GG's
sad.
for real. Like GG's this. Look, handshake.
like
it's over.
Oh man. Yeah.
So shout out Bruce
tough.
Willis.
Yeah, shout
Sucks.
out Bruce, man.
And you had another shout out here?
Hard. I got a few shout outs.
Dan?
You talking
Yep.
about Dan, yeah. This is I don't really know him personally too much, but we have a lot of mutuals.
Yep.
And the pod page has a lot of mutuals. I've seen that he's kind of leveling up, with his business, so I kind of wanted to make it known and just let everyone know it's a commercial business. So, well, he does service for commercial businesses. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So if you own a business or anything like that, he's your guy. Locks Plus, taking care of anything locks. They install doors, help with doors, all that kind of shit, man. So family owned, operated, right in South Florida, Pompano Beach.
Boom.
If you need anything lock related, Locks Plus, that's your guy. Look no further. I'm sure they do good work because he's a stand-up guy. He just got a forklift. It's all family stuff, man. Just Locks Plus, bro. That's all I got to say.
Love it.
I told him, I was like, let me give me some info. Family operated, fully licensed commercial locksmith. From new door installations to full service on existing doors, we can handle all needs. So
yeah, I've been seeing their work. They do commercial. I've seen him replace doors and locks on in the malls, in commercialized areas, also residential. So ever since we started the podcast, I don't know him personally. I know him and his girl work together, which is dope.
right.
But I've been following them since the podcast has a few years ago. So I've been seeing that it's a family business, and that's awesome that he's doing his thing. He's got his own truck and all that. That's awesome. I love that. Because I always wondered, I always wondered, what, and if a business has something wrong with a door or something like so simple, who do they call?
You don't really think of it until you have that come up.
Exactly.
You're one of the few people that think like that and think ahead.
Yeah.
Like there's
I'm
not
always
many people.
Who do you call? Like, who do you call to fix
Rooney.
your door? Here we go. That's the answer. We're answering the problem.
Yeah. I got another shout out real quick. Mm-hmm. Nick's Pizza, Deerfield Beach. My boy Didi. Good ass fucking pizza, man. If you're in Deerfield, Boca,
I'm always in Deerfield.
all that shit, Pompano, Mixed Pizza, known for big slices. You get 2 cheese and a soda for $6.50. That's a bargain if I've ever heard of one.
Give it to me.
They got fucking other kinds of entrees and pasta as well. 20 years in business. They've been open since 2003. It's ran by him and his dad. His dad got over 35 years of experience with pizza from the Bronx, New York. So it's
BX Borough.
So it's not no regular shit.
Not new fugazi.
Yeah. That boy Trav in the building.
I'm about to eat some homemade pasta.
Yeah, you really about to get some home stuff. So
yeah.
South Florida,
talk shit
baby.
about my Heineken 0.0.
No, stop with that, bro. Get out of there. So two South Florida based companies. This guy, man, Didi, I see some of the stuff he does. He goes in on his days off. He's really customer focused. He's that dude when it comes to pizza. He's the South Florida pizza man. Like, if I get it, if you're in a rush and you want to save a few bucks, cool. I get it. Go to Little Caesars. I do it. Get some Papa John's. But if you want some fucking quality pizza, like if you want to like surprise like a girl, or surprise your family
a
and
or a boy, or a boy, don't
shut the fuck up. Go to Nick's Pizza. Get yourself some pizza, Or if you get locked out of your business, hit up Dan and Locks Plus. Like, Trav, we gave you a shout out earlier. If you were on, you missed it. Or if you were on, you heard it. If you weren't on, you missed it. You can always go back. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on wherever you listen to your podcasts. Your girlfriend's favorite
Trav,
podcast.
you got to go back. We talked about you a little bit. We gave you some cred. Going out solo dolo in the night streets, you know what I mean? Getting
doing his thing.
All right, well,
I just got on. I'm
64.
about to get some food. Shower, take
Oh.
my vitamins.
first of all,
I
I
got
got
a
some
pack.
shout-outs. I got some shout-outs.
man.
Hold up. Shout out Abraham Lincoln. His birthday was on Sunday.
Honest Abe.
Re-elect.
Re-elect.
Yep. Also,
Mastodon and Travis Kelsey on a podcast.
this guy,
fucking
Trav.
guy, bro.
Where have you been for the last hour, Travis?
Oh shit!
Where
I'm
have you been?
screaming.
There you go. This is the
I'm
content we
screaming.
needed.
That's funny.
Throw that on there, huh? Throw it. I love it. Thank you for coming in for the slam dunk at the end.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
Best dunk of the weekend.
Please. I
Right
love
there.
that. What else? I had a couple shots.
I think if you had to go back in time and change a major event, you would change Abraham Lincoln not getting shot and killed. You would stop
Right?
that from happening. That's what you would do.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Him, JFK, Martin Luther King Jr.
No, but okay, if you had to pick one of the three, you're
Oh,
picking
pick
Abe
one of
Lincoln.
the. No, we start off at the beginning. No, we start off on a jump like Lincoln getting shot. Like that was the first assassination that happened in like American history. That if that doesn't happen, the world changes. It gets
for
better
sure.
quickly. It gets better quickly and faster. Shout out Lincoln. Yo, come on, dog. Look at this guy. Fucking. Anyway, also shout outs. What else you got? That's all I got. I think that's all I had. Abraham Lincoln,
This man just stalled the pod and everything
Yeah, I
and
did.
made a huge announcement.
Billionaires Row. You have a betting app that you bet on that you could promote to.
Sound a little more enthusiastic about it, man.
Well, that's your job. That's up to you.
Oh fuck yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Absolutely. Bet US. Link in bio. We're getting viewers now, near the end. This
Oh,
is when we
fuck.
just go off and talk random shit. Fuck Brett Favre.
Look what I just wrote.
Fuck Brett Favre. I rewatched it the other day and I saw me just going on a Brett Favre rant, tangent, monologue, just killing this guy.
Love y'all.
Last thing before I get out of here. Fucking Aaron Blanchfield. Bro. Submitting maybe top 3 flyweights ever at age 23 in the second round and standing up with her and taking her best blow
Oh, her.
and striking
Whoa.
with Jessica Andrade. That is no small feat. She absolutely performed and she was fucking
Very
amazing on Saturday night. And I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna send it to her. What's up, my guy? Just like the other clip of her that I talked about that I sent it. This man just wants to eat some pasta. I don't blame him.
You know what I mean?
But-
I'm hungry.
Yo, shout out Aaron Blanchfield, man. Up and comer. If you didn't know who
Alright.
she was before last night, you definitely fucking know now. She's
Oh, I got a
getting a
shout out.
title shot. All right, let's go. She's getting a title shot, so hopefully it's against Shevchenko. I would love to see that fight and
You'll like this shout out.
see what happens from there.
Shout out you. You know why?
Oh, shout out me. Damn, thanks, man.
Shout out you because I'm back in the gym. I'm back.
Oh, let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go, baby. I already see them gains. I already see them gains, dog.
I'm
Let's
at
go.
202. I'm at 202.
Oh,
I'm putting
shit,
it on
okay.
record. My fighting weight,
My fighting.
180, 185.
You got a fight. You
but
got a fight coming up.
I got a
tough
fighting
opponent.
weight. I got a fighting it weight 185. But as I get older, I'll take 190, 192. I need to drop 10 pounds. So shout out you because you're giving me. Hey, don't snitch on me. Planet Fitness.
snitch on me.
I'm using his code. I'm using
Planet
his code.
Fitness, Planet
You know
Fitness to
what?
go, Planet Fitness, place of employment,
I'm
My
using-
views
I'm
don't coincide with those of my employer,
Yeah, I'm gonna snitch on you if they try to revoke my ability to go on Planet Fitness. But I'm back in the lab.
Let's go,
Lab
man.
talk.
Fucking
I'm
lab,
cooking.
baby.
Let's go, baby.
Fucking lab. Hit up Dayquads for the workouts, Fort David 561. Hit him up.
All right, let's wrap this up. Episode
get the
64.
fuck out of here.
I'm about to eat some fresh pasta. I'm about to get wrecked. Edit this podcast. Oh, by the way, I keep I don't know. I should send it to you. I keep a log of what I do every day.
Your workouts?
Yeah,
That's
I got
tough.
thighs, I got
That's
chest,
nice.
shoulders. I'm gonna send it to you. I'll send you a
Okay.
screenshot. You and Day Quads, you can break it down. Let me know
Yeah.
what I need.
There was
to
this really good looking girl at the gym today. So as she was
do. Talk
leaving,
to me.
I was like, "Hey," she's like, "Yeah." I was
What
like,
does that smell like?
Do you mind if I give you some unsolicited advice?"
Oh,
And she's like, "Sure." I was like, "Keep your head up when you do RDLs." And she's like, "Okay," and turned around mad fast. So I was like,
RDLs.
"Fuck, shoot in the miss."
What's
When I
I'm a
shoot and
noob.
it break.
I'm a noob. What's RDLs?
Romanian deadlifts. So you got deadlifts and you like go down and like I don't know. I'm gonna have
bet
to.
she does.
I'm gonna have to
I
teach
bet
her.
she does go down.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
have to teach her on my spare time.
I mean, all right.
I don't think she liked it too much though, because she left pretty
Yeah,
quick.
she's stuck up. Duh.
But she don't know what she's missing out on.
Episode 64. Elvis Escobar, Fort Sama, about to eat some fresh pasta. Bang, 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 bang. One. Peace.